My name is Oliver Queen. For 5 years, I was stranded on an island with only one goal. Survive.
Oliver Queen is alive.
Now I will fulfill my father's dying wish to use the list of names he left me and bring down those who are poisoning my city. To do this, I must become someone else. I must become something else.
Hello and welcome to the Arrow Fans UK episode review podcast. This one will be focusing around episode 13, Heir to the Demon. I'm Bradley and I'm joined as usual by Corey. Hello Corey.
Hi everyone.
So, last week, I predicted that Laurel would die in this episode. Of course, this wasn't a serious prediction. I mean, those of you that thinking, was he serious about predicting this? No, I wasn't. What I was trying to do was I was trying to impersonate Laurel in this podcast, so that what happens is that I'm really, really confident that something's going to happen, and then I'm wrong. And now what I'm going to do is I'm now going to go into my fridge and get as much alcohol and into my cupboard and get as many drugs as I can and start having them.
I'll get Paul Blackthorne on the phone immediately.
Yes, you do that. I'm so disappointed that I was wrong. I was so sure of it.
Well, you never know, it might happen in the end.
Yeah, but it's not now, is it?
No, not now.
And my prediction was now. Therefore, my prediction is wrong.
Well, you were right about some things, though. I think you called her being poisoned by that guy.
I did. I didn't call it on the podcast. I did send you an email, though.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So, listeners, if you don't believe that, well, tough, because I did it.
We can post the email if we need to.
Yeah, if you don't believe me. But yeah, so I called the poisoning. What else did I predict? I don't actually think I had that many predictions, other than the fact that she was poisoned, and that's how she was going to die at the very end of the episode.
Yeah, I think.
So,
yeah, we just had a few joint ones, and we were wrong about someone dying, but right about Sara and Nyssa being more than friends.
When I watched it, I was sitting there, and the Lance went with the and it just wasn't as funny.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It was funnier when it was in the promo.
Yeah.
But I don't know how they managed that.
I don't know. I swear the timing felt different in the promo. I don't know if that was it. I don't know. But I know what you mean. It was funnier in the promo.
Stupid thing is, I went back and watched the promo afterwards, and it was funny in the promo.
Well,
even after I'd seen it. So it wasn't so much like I'd seen it so many times, because I've seen it quite a few times, that it wasn't funny anymore. It was just in the way that the episode played out, it wasn't funny.
Yeah.
And it was really weird. So, yes. Congratulations to the Arrow writers and the Arrow production team and whoever works behind the scenes at the CW for making something in a promo sound funnier than it did in the actual episode.
Yeah, that's some achievement.
It is. So, since we've been talking about that for the last couple of minutes, what were your thoughts on the episode?
Yeah, I thought it was a fairly strong episode. I mean, I compare things to Blind Spot nowadays in terms of strength, and it was a lot stronger than that.
If you compare something to Blind Spot in strength, basically, you're not comparing it to much.
True.
It's like I was saying with the season finale the other day. If you compare a season finale to Sacrifice, you're most likely going to find that it's worse.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is you just need to compare it to kind of a mediocre episode. So somewhere in the middle. Not too bad, but not so good. You need to find somewhere in the middle and compare it to that, and then it sort of evens itself out. Because if you compare it to Blind Spot, it's always going to be better.
Yeah, I need to work on my comparison strategy a little bit there.
Just a bit. I think what you should do is you should compare Blind Spot with Heir to the Demon.
Yeah.
That would work, but not the other way around.
Yeah, fair enough. No, but I mean, it's a pretty strong episode. I thought the two storylines going through it were pretty good. I thought, action-wise, it didn't really give too much. I mean, the final fight between Arrow and Nyssa, it wasn't too full-on, compared to what we've had in previous Arrow episodes. But on the whole, I thought it was pretty good. Laurel annoyed me, as per the norm, but aside from that, I haven't got many complaints.
Yeah, I mean, Laurel annoying us isn't really a a new trend. It seems to be as you say, the norm for the last, 10 episodes?
Yeah, it's got to be something like that now.
I don't even think she was in 2 of them.
No.
So, it's pretty impressive. So yeah, I'm sure we're going to talk more about Sarah later, but I found the end, well, not the end scene, but the sort of Laurel-Sarah reunion scene interesting. Especially considering how happy Laurel looked in the hospital when she was like, when I was lying there, I swear I saw Sarah. She seemed really happy.
Yeah.
And then Sarah's turned up alive. I hate you, you ruined my life.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with that. I saw slight similarities, actually, to when Oliver showed up again, like, way back. I mean, we'll go onto this a bit more later, and I'll explain that a bit better. But on the whole, it didn't really sort of tally up. I mean, she did seem quite happy, like you say, in the hospital, and ends up throwing a glass at the door as soon as Sarah leaves.
Yes, and it's a bit harsh on Quentin as well, and Dina.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. I mean, even if you're not very happy, which for no particular reason should you not be. Because, it's your sister, and she's supposedly been dead for 6 years.
Yeah, and, not any consideration there for what she might have been up to in those 6 years. It's all me with Laurel.
No, and the fact that she's been watching over Laurel for the last 6 months.
Yeah, that too.
The amount of time, I mean, Laurel would have died to the Devil Maker.
Yeah.
She would have died from snake venom poisoning.
Yeah.
She probably, if she hadn't died from the snake venom poisoning, she probably would have been kidnapped by Nyssa and killed by Nyssa.
Yeah.
Along with her mother and Quentin. So yeah, I mean, she might want to be careful, because actually Sarah's kind of been keeping her safe for quite a while.
Yeah, a little bit of gratitude might not go amiss there.
Yes, I saw a nice little image on Stephen Amell's Facebook of, it was someone posted it to his wall, of a picture of the 3 screenshots of the first bit where Laurel says, she doesn't say this in the episode, but goes, I was meant to be the Black Canary. And then there's just a normal screenshot of her staring evilly at Sarah, and then the bottom one is the actual quote, you ruined my life. I thought that was brilliant. So yes, maybe in a little while, when Laurel inevitably becomes the Canary, maybe she'll yell that at Sarah again.
Yeah, you never know.
So yeah, I mean, on the whole, it was quite a good episode. It wasn't the best episode ever.
No.
But it was good. It wasn't. There's nothing really that bad about it. It just, the good bits weren't as good as,
Yeah, I think that's the thing. That I don't think we're going to be too negative going through it today, but I don't know if the wow factor is the right word, but it didn't kind of wow you, but it was engaging. So.
No, there were moments, as there always are,
Yeah.
that are sort of like brilliant, but as a whole, it wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go on and we're talking about the main plot of the episode, which of course was Sarah returning and the whole Nyssa Al Ghul thing, because, having the Ra's al Ghul, the biggest villain in the comic books ever, I would say, maybe.
Yeah.
Appearing in Arrow is just a little bit too high for season 2. Sometime in season 3, maybe.
Yeah, you never know.
We're hopeful. So Sarah obviously had returned at the end of last episode, which we predicted correctly.
Yep.
To sort of make sure Laura was okay. And, well, she wasn't really okay.
No.
Got poisoned with snake venom. And then after Laurel had been so happy, seemingly so happy, that she thought she saw Sarah in her apartment, when she actually saw Sarah, alive, know she's alive, it didn't seem very happy.
No, she wasn't best pleased.
No, it wasn't the happiest of reunions. Bit similar to how Oliver... Well, not... it was a little bit similar to how she reacted when Oliver returned, although I think she was less angry then.
Yeah, she well, I suppose she wasn't boozed up and out of control as well.
Interesting you say that, actually, because I was just thinking that, how come she obviously blamed Oliver for Sarah's death? So you're understandably annoyed at Oliver for that, and he was annoyed at himself too.
Yeah.
And yet, now Sarah's back. The only person who died on that on the Queen's Gambit of any note was Robert.
Yeah.
And obviously, Laurel's obviously sad that, Oliver's father died and whatever, but it's not exactly going to affect her that much.
No.
So, how come she's angry that Sarah's back when she was angry with Oliver because Sarah died, and now she's back and she's angry with Sarah? It makes no sense.
I don't know, I mean, she's blaming the Arrow for everything in her life first few episodes. Maybe she's moved on to Sarah now.
It's true, I mean, yes, I wonder why Sarah couldn't save Tommy from the falling building.
Yeah, I know. I mean, she was just in Nanda Parbat, one presumes, so...
Yes, doing some stuff with Nyssa.
Yeah,
one would also presume. Let's not go down that road.
No.
Let's just ignore it. We know they had a past relationship. Right, we're done with that. Done. Completely. We're ignoring it. Don't need to mention it any further.
No, because knowing the way we deal with things, we'll probably get onto awkward ground,
Yes, it was the Keep Your Enemies Closer podcast, wasn't it? With Isabel.
Oh god, yeah, that conversation.
Yes, it's worrying, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, yes. So yeah, I wonder how long she's going to blame Sarah for. Blaming Sarah for dying. I mean, it's not like it's her fault.
No, I mean, she didn't really plan on doing that on purpose.
Twice.
Yeah, I mean, she may have planned it, to almost do it the third time when she took the poison herself, but, still, that was, again, trying to protect her family, so...
Yeah. But, to be fair, that was kind of a flawed idea, because, as she said, last week, love is the most powerful emotion. So Sarah kills herself. What's the first thing Nyssa's going to do?
Yeah.
Take revenge on her family.
Exactly.
That was possibly the most flawed plan, most flawed idea, since Laurel said that the Arrow was responsible for Tommy's death.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, she didn't really think that one through.
No.
And if she's been Nyssa's girlfriend, then one would assume she'd know her quite well as well.
Yes. And as Oliver said, if she'd done an alternative and killed Nyssa, I'm pretty sure the whole of Starling City would have died.
Yeah, same here.
And of course that would not have been good because we'd have had no more show.
No, and, we'd probably miss it quite a bit.
Yes, we would. Not Blind Spot.
No, not Blind Spot.
So yes, that was a very flawed plan no matter what she did, really.
Yeah, there wasn't much... Yeah, either way it wasn't really going to pan out, and yeah, I guess she just kind of got lucky with how it worked out in the end.
Yeah, the fact that she's got Quentin there to help her and the Arrow.
Yep.
It's a good job that Oliver... See, Sarah was like, don't tell the Arrow. It's a good job he did see that she'd taken the poison.
Yeah.
Because if not, Sarah would be dead.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yes, maybe telling the Arrow is possibly the best thing she could have done.
Yeah, I mean, he's got more of the vigilante experience than she has, so...
No, and I mean, he seems to have a cure to everything possible in that Arrow cave.
He does, actually.
I wonder if he's got a cure for the common cold.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me.
Yes.
We haven't actually seen Oliver ill the whole of the season and a bit so far, so...
Well, not with, like, a normal illness. He's had vertigo and curare.
Well, yeah, those. Cured both of them in the end, though.
Yeah, he did, with his, leaves from the island.
I know, you should put them out for when the show ends. Perhaps that's what the writers should get on to doing. Releasing that for consumer use and make a fortune.
Yeah, it would. Yeah. Quentin was very good in this episode, as per usual.
Yeah, I think he's come on really well this season, and it's funny actually, because you'd say in season 1, he wasn't much of a dad for a lot of it probably. He got himself together towards the end, but he was a bit like Laurel is now almost. I'd say not as extreme, or either Paul Blackthorne just worked it better. We didn't really see much of it, but anyway, getting off track. But I'd say this season, so far, he's sort of the most together Lance to a degree. He's holding them together, trying to be a good dad. He's doing his job as a cop, partnership with the Arrow. Yeah, I've just got nothing but praise for him, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely improved the character.
Yeah.
Last season he was sort of one focus of catching the Arrow and not much else, really.
No.
And there's that occasional stint where Dean would come back and he was kind of going crazy with her, trying to find if Sarah was alive or not.
Yeah.
Just, phase out for a moment there. But, on the whole, he was an alright character last season. But he's very much improved this season. I'm not sure much else to say about him.
No, I think we just summed up. He's just improved a lot this season. I think the whole Laurel storyline would have been even a lot worse without him in there, to kind of try and help her and stuff. I mean, God, if we just had Laurel going off, well, she'd probably be dead by now anyway, so,
Isn't that a bad thing? Why?
No, I know, that was what I was thinking as I was going along.
No, but it's like we've been saying for a few weeks now. Quentin is what makes the Laurel story bearable.
Yeah.
Because he is actually really good.
Yeah, I mean, I've just got nothing but good words to say about him, really, and I'll sound like a teenage girl gushing if I carry on, so...
Yes. As we've been saying quite a while, Laurel, we're getting told about what happened to Laurel. We're getting told what happened to Quentin through Laurel.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to see it.
No, I mean, I just don't care about that storyline anymore, to be honest.
No. I mean, we've sort of seen, we haven't seen, like, through the flashbacks, which we'll get onto now, we saw the whole, before the boat, after the boat.
Yeah.
I believe there was a flashback in the middle, but I can't remember what it was.
Was that just Sarah and,
Oh yeah, it was,
yeah,
it was,
they were on the sofa, weren't they? Or
yes, that was it.
Yeah, ended up having a little spiff on that.
Yes, I think that was the point where you thought, well, maybe they don't like each other that much.
Yeah.
And I mean, that sort of makes sense that she reacted like that in the end. A little bit more than it did. When you consider that, but, I mean, still. Even if you got a serious problem with your sister, she dies for 6 years, and then comes back.
Yeah, you'd think you'd be a little bit happy or, prepared to just put things on the back burner for a little while.
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
Speaking of that flashback, actually, I thought, because I just realised one more thing to kind of talk about with Sarah. Obviously, when she went and, snogged Oliver at the end of the episode, to a degree, that middle flashback with Sarah and Laurel on the sofa, talking about Oliver kind of had a fight. Sarah ends up going off with Oliver. To an extent, that kind of happened at the end of the episode, in the present day. They kind of have a little bit of a fight, and she ends up going to Oliver and, getting it on.
Well, yeah, we haven't got quite to that bit yet, and hopefully they'll kind of skip past it. But
yeah.
we can just assume.
Yeah, we'll just assume that one.
Yes. I mean, it wasn't exactly the least. It was the most obvious thing for quite a while, since Roy was going to find out Oliver's identity.
Yeah.
Which was last episode. It's worrying that this is getting so obvious.
I know.
I actually wrote down in my notes. What was it? Oliver / Sarah rekindling. About a minute before they started kissing, and so I've typed it out, and I'm sitting there listening through a minute of dialogue, thinking, I might have to erase this if it doesn't happen. But, yeah, it did. I wonder if Laurel's going to find out.
Yeah,
Or I wonder if Felicity's going to find out.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to Felicity in a bit, but, you know, that's another way of seeming to kick her, not when she's really down, but when she sort of seems to open up about Oliver a little bit more, they kind of seem to end up having him, I'm just going to say getting it on, because it's the classiest way I can think of it, and making love seems to... Shut up. Dear God.
I'm going to mute my microphone to stop me laughing.
No, but anyway, anytime she seems to sort of open up about him, like, she was sort of, Moira kind of, well, I can't think of the word, she got onto that a little bit, we'll talk about that later, but, you know, episode 6, he ends up getting on with Isabel when it kind of seems more obvious that Felicity wants him, same again here. If she finds out, is she going to be hurt again, or does she actually like Sarah? I don't know.
Are we talking about Felicity or Laurel here?
Yeah, I was talking about Felicity there.
Right.
Laurel, just in keeping with what she's been like so far, I'm guessing she won't be pleased, and
She'll probably hit the more drink bottles.
probably, yeah.
To drown her sorrows.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, alcohol's an antidepressant. Oh, sorry, no. I got that wrong, didn't I? It's depressant. Yes.
Yes.
I thought I said that wrong. Ugh, my brain isn't working. Yeah, so it's depressant. So when you're down, it's a really good idea to drink it, because it's only going to make you more down. I mean, these people are meant to be... I know people in the real world sort of drink to drown their sorrows, but to the extent that Laurel is, I did kind of peg her as an intelligent character in season 1.
Yeah.
Have we got a different Laurel in season 2? I mean, what has this Laurel done to the real Laurel? Sort of kidnapped her and put her in a cupboard for a year, or something.
Who knows? Maybe that'll be the twist at the end. It's not been Laurel all along.
Yeah, it's been Ra's al Ghul all along.
Yeah.
I think it's likely.
No. But, you know, if it gets to the finale and we were right, we told you so.
I'm not going to brag about it, because it wasn't exactly a prediction.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, you were saying?
Oh, don't worry, I've forgotten now.
Okay. So yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see how Laurel and Felicity, for that matter, react.
Yeah.
And Isabel, and the Huntress when she comes back soon.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or does Oliver seem to have a love interest in every woman in Starling City?
He can't be far off by now.
I mean, how long has he lived there? His whole life. So what's he, like 27? 28?
Yeah. And in the flashbacks we were told that, what was it, Sarah said that we each know 10 women he's slept with or something?
Yes. So, yes. Now, I was going to say something about this, but I can't remember what it was now. It was something to do with the flashbacks, and I can't remember it.
Yeah, I'm trying to sort of think what it might be.
I can't think of it. I'll mention it later if I remember.
Alright, no worries.
I'm pretty sure that's all of it for the Sarah storyline.
Yeah, I think we've covered it all now.
The Dina accident wasn't as noticeable.
Well, she didn't say too much either, did she? I didn't think.
That's always a relief.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Yes, I think that's all of it. You?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to go on and we're going to talk a bit about Moira. Now, we last week didn't think that they were going to bring in any sort of the Moira campaigning because we thought they'd be too busy handling as quote, the name drop of the episode, the heir to the demon.
Yeah.
But they did manage to find a way of putting it in there. And there were some pretty serious revelations.
Yeah. I mean, I think I read an advance review somewhere on the episode, and when I saw there's going to be a lot of the Moira stuff, I just thought, I'm not sure if that was going to work out, and, it's too much, but it worked out quite well. More than that, like you say, we got some pretty interesting stuff out of it.
Yeah, the day before the episode, a few hours before the episode in the US, Stephen Amell did a live Q&A on the Arrow Facebook page.
Oh, right, yeah.
And sort of in the comments answering questions, he ended up breaking his Facebook because it thought it was a spam bot, which I thought was quite funny. But someone asked about Felicity, and he was like, yeah, we're going to learn a little bit more about her parents. And someone asked about Malcolm knowing, not Malcolm knowing, about Malcolm being Thea's father. I had to word that correctly to not get it wrong. And he said, you might want to watch tonight's episode. So immediately I was thinking, yeah, something's going to happen.
Yeah,
and then Felicity and Oliver found out.
Yeah.
What do you think that's going to have an impact?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where they go with that. I mean, I must admit, I didn't expect Oliver to find out this episode. I thought Felicity kind of chew on that for a little while before, it all came out, but I really can't see Moira and Oliver kind of repairing their relationship anytime soon. Because, the stuff he said to her towards the end of the episode was, pretty serious stuff, accusing her of being a liar. And I just really can't see him forgiving her too quickly. I don't know whether Thea is going to find out anytime soon. I actually have a slight theory of what could play out, but it's...
Go on then.
Alright, well, I've actually just read something which kind of makes me doubt it a little bit, but anyway,
I'll say, go with the theory and then say what they've read.
I sort of, after I saw the episode, and I remember, I think it wasn't on air last week, we were debating off air about episode 15 being called The Promise, and Stephen Amell talking about how that was a difficult one for him. I just had this theory that Moira might end up dead. A bit bruh, I know.
I actually, it's interesting you say that, because just before we started recording, I read a comment, I don't even remember where it was now, that said, what if Moira died next episode? And that was actually very interesting that you just said that.
I could see it happening, that's the thing, because their relationship's kind of gone down the drain. Slade's supposedly going to take care of things. And, yeah, I mean, Slade doesn't really seem like the charming sort of warding people off type. He seems to just be quite ruthless in things. I don't know, but it's just a hunch, I guess, and we'll just see what happens, but, yeah.
I mean, I doubt it. I mean, it wouldn't make the most sense.
No.
In terms of episode 12. I think Walter, me and this guy, think that you should run for mayor. Episode 13, starting the mayoral campaign. Episode 14, if we're going with the whole kind of dying at the end of an episode, she dies at the end of the episode.
Yeah, I mean, sort of the way the storyline is, her running for mayor, you can't see him dumping that too quickly. And I actually just read something on Hollywood Reporter. I mean, it's, what is it? The Arrow producers, Arrow boss, it's Andrew Kreisberg, Mark Guggenheim, just discussing various things. And where is it? They say about Slade's threat to Moira. Apparently it's a long tail thing that will pay off. So read into that what you will, but I don't really think we're going to see any sort of conclusion to that next episode. So yeah.
Well, no, at least you didn't go until the day before the episode to have your theory blown out of the water like me. So, oh well. It'd be interesting. And I think Thea would be screwed, because Malcolm Merlin's obviously got he's got Ra's al Ghul, who's very annoyed with him.
Yeah.
But no one would be able to tell Ra's al Ghul that Malcolm's back in town apart from Sara.
That's true.
So, yes. I don't know. I doubt it. I mean...
No, I mean, sort of, it's like I've been thinking that in my head all day, but as soon as I said it out loud, I was like, ugh.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense in the fact that Slade wants to ruin Oliver's life, but he wants to do it slowly.
Yeah.
I mean, if he was to kill off Moira now, and then in 8 episodes' time, he was going to actually go through with the final last bit of ruining his life. It would just be sort of weird.
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
It's like, if you're going to do it, unless obviously there's particularly, like, kind of spur of the moment killing Moira or someone, it works to kind of ruin his life from all angles at the exact same time.
Yeah.
I mean, it could work, but in theory of kind of killing Moira soon, and then doing something a few episodes later, and then a couple of episodes after that, and then in the finale do the last couple of things, like Felicity, or Sarah, or Laurel, someone who's really close.
Yeah.
Or something like that. To kind of keep repeatedly kicking him while he's trying to get back up. But it's Slade. He seems to be much more methodical and calm. Not sure actually sure calm's the right word, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we were talking about Moira.
Yeah, we're off track. That's our thing.
Yes. About how Felicity and Oliver both now know.
Yep.
It's almost becoming like an Oliver keeping a secret. So far we know that Malcolm knows. Obviously Moira, right. I'll do the exact same thing I do with Oliver, because I exclude Oliver from the keepers of Oliver's secret, because of course Oliver's going to keep his own secret. So, we've got Malcolm, Walter, the doctor bloke, who we found out they didn't kill.
No, just bribed him off.
Yes, we did discuss that last week, I think.
Yeah.
But that was the likely outcome.
Yeah, yeah.
Felicity knows, and Oliver knows. That's 5 people. We've known for 6 episodes.
Yeah.
That's almost a person an episode.
Yeah, this kind of came out nice and promptly.
Yes, I mean, it's soon going to be that someone, well, everyone in Starling City knows, I'm sure.
I could see Roy probably finding out.
I was literally just about to say that. Is Roy going to find out?
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me if he does.
Would it, like, keeping Oliver's secret, and then, while keeping Oliver's secret, he's got to keep the secret from his girlfriend. I almost said that wrong as well. It's not going well. He's got to keep the secret from Thea that he knows that Robert isn't her father.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd like that.
No, I don't think so.
So, I don't see it happening. But yeah, it'd be interesting.
Yeah, I think it's just one we'll just have to see how it plays out. I mean, I'd be very surprised if Thea doesn't find out in the end. It just depends what they got planned for her.
Well, I mean, she'll find out at some point. We know that for a fact, because it's just going to happen, because people in Starling City keep the worst secrets in the world.
Yeah, they really shouldn't put that on their CVs or anything.
Yes. But I wonder when it'll be. I would say it's most likely to be the season finale. But after last season finale, there's if that kind of lives up to its expectations, and somehow even manages to top Sacrifice, which I don't even think is possible, they would have to be pretty lucky to get that in somewhere.
Yeah.
If that much is happening to make it that good. But yeah, she'll find out at some point.
Yeah, and
I mean, Felicity found out quite easily, and Oliver found out quite easily.
Yeah.
I wonder if Oliver's going to be more careful with this secret than he is his own.
I think so, because he does think the whole way through he's been pretty protective of Heir. And he's saying you made a liar out of me or something now, because he's got to keep the secret.
I've only just realised the kind of irony of that, of you've made a liar out of me now. You've been lying for the last year and a half. In fact, you've been lying for the last year and a half.
Yeah.
And before that, you were lying for weeks to Slade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, but don't worry, take the moral high ground.
Yeah, just because if you said you've been lying to everyone for the last year and a half, it kind of gives the game away.
Yeah.
Which obviously we don't want, because we've already discussed this. Even Oliver realised.
Yep, been through this.
Yes. What else was I going to say? I was going to say about... Oh yes, the thing with Blood and Moira at the office.
Oh yeah.
It was interesting actually, because I actually put down on my notes, Moira the weak or Moira the strong. Blood, not both according to Blood. And that's very true, because she can't be both, because if she's the weak Moira, who kind of crumbled under Malcolm Merlin's thumb, how can she be the right person to lead the city?
Yep, that's true.
But if she's the strong Moira who can lead the city into its new era of recovery or whatever, I don't know what it is, how come she couldn't get over Malcolm Merlin?
That's very true.
So, although Blood is kind of evil, and when I say kind of evil, I mean very evil, he is pretty intelligent.
Yeah, just carry on.
That was it.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see how Moira deals with that.
Yeah,
and to see if anyone, civilian-wise, picks that out.
Yeah. That is going to be... Yeah, because, that's... Yeah, I mean, it's a good... Yeah. I have nothing constructive to add.
Okay. We'll go on to something else then. I had a thought in my head and I can't remember it now. Yeah, it's gone. We'll move on. Because I think that's pretty much it for Moira anyway.
Yeah, I think we've covered it all now.
So yeah, Moira to die in the next episode.
You never know. Like we say, we doubt that one, but...
I think there's more chance of Laurel dying.
Yeah, well, we like pleasant surprises.
We do. Okay. Okay, so we're going to move on and talk about some odds and ends that we noticed from the episode. The first one that I didn't notice, I had to go back and rewatch it quite a few couple of times. Dina's not so much opening line, her opening line in the flashbacks, clearly a reference to Doctor Who.
Yep, definitely.
I sort of it was in the sneak peek, and then because I saw somewhere that said about, there's a reference to well, what he can presume is a reference to Doctor Who. And I was watching the episode and thinking, well, what's the reference? And then it sort of hit me that was it. It wasn't quite as big as I thought it might be.
No, same here. I heard the thing about it.
It was very easy to miss.
Yeah.
As I did multiple times. Yes, it was. I like it when they did that because I think it's Kreisberg is a big Doctor Who fan.
Yeah.
So, yes, maybe get a Matt Smith thing onto the show. Get Matt Smith, David Tennant, all that. Get them onto the show. Cast David Tennant as Ra's al Ghul.
That'd be interesting, actually.
Yes. Going in chronological order. Sara on the salmon ladder.
Yep, that was another thing.
I love how Felicity went, she's been doing that for like an hour. It's almost as if that's just kind of a routine.
I know.
It's great.
I bet she went higher than Oliver does as well.
Yeah, but I mean, when you do it for an hour...
Well, yeah, you'd expect that.
You're probably going to get quite good in that moment.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, Oliver sort of gets on there. We got a lead. But I only got one bar up. That seems sort of realistic.
Yeah.
The Ra's al Ghul name drop multiple times.
Yeah, that came up a lot, actually.
Stephen Amell said before the episode he gets to say something in this episode that made him so happy. That was obviously it.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't actually know if he was like a comic fan before the show.
I don't know, actually. That'd be something for us to look into.
Yeah. Might take a while.
Yeah.
Google. Was Stephen Amell a comic fan before Arrow? I don't think you get many search results.
Let me see. I've gone for it, so...
Oh dear. This could only end badly.
Oh, he has a favourite comic book. So that would suggest something.
I'd say if it comes out towards the end of at some point in the show. Hey, Arrow writers, I'm actually a Marvel fan. I think I chuck him out.
Yeah, definitely.
Get a new Arrow in.
Well, his favourite comic book though is DC still, The Death of Superman.
Oh yes, I do actually remember him. I think the Q&A thing, I think someone mentioned it.
Yeah, it was actually.
Oh no, he mentioned it, yeah, I remember now. I remember it very clearly, yeah.
Alright, cool.
Yes. What else have we got? Actually, that's a nice common theme with the whole name of the episode.
Yeah.
What was it? Blind Spot we had, Blast Radius we had, Tremors was obvious. We discussed this last week, I think.
Yeah, I think we did actually.
And then we went back to the Huntress Returns.
Yeah.
Does exactly what it says on the tin.
Yeah.
Nothing sort of hidden meaning about it. Yes. Oliver in the Arrow Cave with the hammer.
Yeah, what the hell was he doing?
That's exactly what I've got written down.
I just did not get that at all.
I don't quite understand it. It seems as if he was trying to build something, and then he's smashing it from standing on the top, hitting it side to side.
Yeah, I mean, just what?
Don't quite... When did he get it as well?
Yeah, that's true,
It's a new thing. When did he get it? It's like a side-on version it's like a side-on weight training, almost whack-a-mole.
Yeah, you summed it up perfectly there.
Yes, it's definitely interesting. Let's see more of that. Hopefully someone like Felicity or Oliver or Roy or someone would just be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
He'll explain it. That would be nice. When Dina was sitting there with the gag,
Yep.
And I noticed this in the promo actually as well. She actually looks like Moira.
I didn't think of that before, actually.
Yeah, I was watching the promo last week, and I saw that, and I thought, why is Moira kidnapped? It was all very strange. Felicity uses another sentence that she never thought she'd say. I don't remember what it was. So
Something to do with the snake venom.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
What was the last one? We're still gonna have to go back and rewatch this stuff.
Definitely. Blimey, what was it?
See, at the moment, all that's standing out to me is Friends with Monica.
Yeah.
with the holiday armadillo. That's all that's standing out to me right now. Yeah, it's never going to come back to me with that in my head. Not going to happen.
And my brain's just been failing me the majority of this podcast, so I doubt I'll get a spark of inspiration in there. So
yeah, I'm sure I'll go back and rewatch it at some point and come back at some point, in months' time. I remember what that first sentence was. And then we'll just be like, what was the second sentence?
Yep.
Oh. Yeah, let's just not bother.
No, well, let it slide.
Yeah. The assassin that poisoned himself,
Yep.
as opposed to giving up Nyssa, was the exact same the same person that was sitting in the bar.
Yep.
I wonder if you noticed.
Yeah. I think you called that last week, actually.
I called it that he was part of the League of Assassins. I didn't, I didn't really think. To be fair, he was in one of the promotional images. I should have kind of realised it then. But I recognised him. I actually knew I recognised him, and I googled him, and I don't think I saw him from anywhere.
Alright.
So that was weird. I should have paid more attention. What else? It's brilliant how Oliver was sort of like stumbling for his words.
Yeah.
That's just it, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me a little bit of episode 2, that last season, when he was when Walter and Moira wanted him to be.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
The thing of
Applied Sciences Division or something. I didn't know.
Actually thinking back to that, it's almost a good thing he didn't do that.
Yeah, there's a bit.
Considering they built the earthquake machine.
Yeah, good escape there.
He'd have been screwed then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
I need to stop saying yeah. I need to get
You
a
really do.
thesaurus and at least come up with a different word. Maybe I'll start saying affirmative or something. I don't know.
Oh dear. That would be even worse.
Yeah. Oh, for God's sake. I'm just going to shush and nod my head.
That would be good if we were doing a video call, but I can't see that.
But no.
I'm just going to assume you agree.
I nodded, so there we go.
Okay. Okay, you can just say nodding or something like that.
Okay.
Just to make things easier. When Oliver was sort of, I'm trying to picture this together, when he saw Sara lying on the ground dying, his voice had gone back to normal. He didn't have the voiceover thing. So depending on how close Quentin, and to be fair, Laurel as well, who seemingly appeared from absolutely nowhere.
I noticed that too at the end. Suddenly she was just there.
I mean, I assumed she'd follow Quentin when he left her apartment. I just took that as a given. And then she's just randomly standing there.
Where was she for the rest of it, I wonder? Maybe she was just really slow, I don't know.
I mean, it's not like she was kind of hiding out in the shadows.
No.
And we sort of saw a glimpse of her kind of there. It just sort of randomly appeared from the middle of nowhere. Well, where have you come from? I don't even think Lance, see now I'm calling him Lance. There are 4 of them there.
That's alright, I know who you mean.
Well, 3 of them. Quentin, Dina and Sara. I don't even know if they noticed that she was there.
I don't think they did either, none of them looked out.
No, it's all very weird. What else? I don't think I actually have any other points. I have a question though.
Yeah, go for it.
Where the hell's Oliver going to live now?
Good point, actually.
because he's been living in the Queen Mansion, obviously, because if he wasn't living there, then no one would be for the first 7 episodes.
No.
Because Thea moved out, went to live with Roy.
That's true.
So obviously he's been living there till now, and that's fair enough, and staying there while his mother's come back. Now that he and her are done, where's he going to go?
I don't know. I mean, I think I remember Stephen Amell doing an interview once saying that he hoped Oliver would move out of there, because saying something like he's a 30-year-old guy and he still lives with his mum. But I don't know. I suppose he's got the money if he wants to buy somewhere.
The perfect cover for a nighttime vigilante.
Yeah. I live with mummy.
Yes, interesting. Yeah, maybe Felicity will offer. And then, when Oliver does his business, at Felicity's house, I think she'd be very happy to kick him out.
No, I think she's probably not really respecting his hostess.
No. I'm pretty sure that's it, really, for this episode.
Yeah, I think the only thing we noticed in the promo, it looked as if Roy was having a go. I don't think it was at Nyssa, perhaps, but it's definitely an assassin. We didn't actually.
I think it was Nyssa. It looked like Nyssa.
But we didn't actually see that.
No. I mean, thinking about it, actually, there was advanced review on K-Site TV, and it said about Roy hit the cutting floor or something like that.
Oh yeah, I remember that now.
So basically, he was in it, and they just cut him at the last minute. It's like, no, we don't want you in here. There's no point. You don't need to be in here. Just leave.
In fairness, I'd agree with him. I don't think there was really a place for him anyway, but yeah.
Well, Thea... Was Thea in the episode?
Briefly. She was in it for that scene at the campaign. I don't think she was in it apart from that.
Yeah. It didn't... Considering it wasn't anything about training, and obviously, I don't think Oliver would want Roy to know that Sarah's... Actually, that makes no sense, considering Sarah's probably going to join up with the Arrows cave now.
That's true.
Yeah, so that sort of makes no sense. I don't know. Maybe there's just too much going on that they don't... No need for Roy.
No.
Because I'm sure if they had Roy, they'd have more out-of-control hitting of people.
Yeah, and that wouldn't have really... I'm pretty sure Oliver wouldn't have been as patient this episode.
No, especially with, the whole League of Assassin, daughter of the most powerful assassin in the existence of the world.
Yeah.
Roy getting in his way probably would result in him putting another arrow through his leg.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I agree with you on that one.
Yes. I don't think there is anything else I can think of.
No, I've not really got anything over.
No, okay. So, we're going to go on and talk about the next episode. Which for you guys listening is a week's time. For us recording is 3 weeks' time. And so we don't actually have anything, really.
No.
I mean, looking at the tag for the time of death on the site, we've got the Robert Nepper, whose recent credits include The Blacklist. And he was in Prison Break, I think, as well.
Yeah.
He's been cast as the Clock King. And he's going to appear. Hence the name Time of Death. You'd think that would relate.
Yeah, definitely.
Apparently he is a criminal who plans his crimes with the utmost precision down to the second. And Alex Kingston's in it.
Oh joy.
I think that's probably going to be the very awkward looking dinner we saw in the promo.
Yeah. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, considering Oliver's there as well.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like, so Laurel, after you told Sarah to get out, because you were so annoyed with her, we, and then he's just got Quentin and Dina looking at each other and looking at Oliver and like, that's really what we wanted over dinner.
It's gonna be interesting to see how that one plays out.
Yeah. I don't think there's gonna be much of a... Yeah. It might make things weird between Oliver and Laurel.
Yeah, I'm definitely not banking on there being a friendly atmosphere there either.
No. It's going to be quite fun.
Yeah, yep.
Right, well I think that's all for this week. I can't think of anything else. I don't think we've got anything else in my notes.
No, I've not got anything in mind.
Oh no, I do have one thing. Since when did Starling City get an airport?
It's true, actually. We'd had no mention of an airport before. I think we had someone flying down a helicopter in
Dead to Rights.
But, that wasn't exactly an airport.
Yeah.
You would have thought you'd have heard more of an airport.
See, the only thing that kind of confused me a little while ago was when Barry came into Starling City, and he was like, I took the train in.
Yeah.
Well, why didn't you fly? Maybe there's not an airport in Starling City. And then there's an airport in Starling City, and I thought, oh, that's weird. And then I realised, there's probably not an airport in Central City. But then it seems like it's a massive place in the comics. So they could just put an airport there. That would be fine. Just make things easier.
Yeah. Oh god, I'm doing the airs again. Dear me.
I mean, unless there's some sort of comic mythology, whatever, with the fact that Barry takes the train that we don't know about.
I'll Google just for the hell of it.
Yeah, I think it's probably worth it. But yeah, that's the only time I've ever thought, well, is there no airport?
Let me see. Nope, I can't see anything about a train in here. I think it was just the thing about him always being late or something.
Could have been late for a plane.
Oh, yeah, true.
Although, to be fair, it might have taken him a long time to get there. Because trains...
In fairness, I've just seen that it's called Star City in the comics, and there is an international airport there, so...
Yeah, I know it's called Star City in the comics. What, you mean, hang on, you mean there's an airport in Star City in the comics?
Yeah.
Right. So there's nothing about Central City where Barry's from?
I'll check that one too, one sec. I don't want results for London. I'm trying to look for a fictional city. Come on, Google.
Google does not appreciate the Googling of certain things from Arrow fans who know nothing about the comics.
Let me. Found it now. Yep, it does have an airport in the comics.
In Central City?
Yep.
Okay, so going back to episode 8. Why did Barry not take a plane in?
I don't know, you'd think that would have been easier.
Maybe he's afraid of flying. Wonder if that's a comic thing.
Should I Google that too?
Please don't.
No, I'm gonna leave that now.
That's good. If you want to Google, after we finish, that's fine. I don't mind. I'm quite happy with that, but not while we're still here.
No, I think I should leave it there now.
Yes. Okay, I think that's pretty much it for us. I think we're pretty much done. So I hope you've all enjoyed this podcast, and we will see you next week.